So what we are looking at here is a screencast from a MetaQuest headset, VR headset, to an iPhone of me drawing in a piece of software called Lightining Artist. And this piece of software isn't that mainstream. It's made by an academic called Nick Fox-Geig, and I've been bothering him online to ask him how to use this piece of software, and also asking Claude AI and Gemini how to even get a piece of independent piece of software in my MetaQuest headset. So this software is designed to draw in 3D space. So I'm in the garden here. My poor partner had to be a spotter for me so I didn't fall anywhere. But, the visibility was surprisingly good. And also he was pretty bored when I was just asking him how to use the keystrokes, because this is one of the questions I had to ask Nick, how to use the software, because I couldn't find any documentation for it. And I'm going to either have to memorize them or print out a giant aid memoir to help me, so when I'm in the headset I can see what I need to do. But this session took about 20 minutes, and I think it was about, I'm not sure of the motif you can see here, which is kind of meant to be a self-portrait sitting next to my partner on the bench. This section at least was only 9 frames, so it took a while. I do also work on one of my other favourite motifs, a mushroom, a toadstool growing nearby. So, not exciting to look at, but great fun to do, and I hope that I will do something more interesting with it. Obviously, being in the headset is quite can get uncomfortable after a while, and it's a bit disorienting, and you can get dizzy sometimes. But I think this is such a brilliant piece of software. Yes, the interface could be better, but with the kind help, it is usable. And it's also kind of related to a former Google program called TiltBrush, which is now called OpenBrush, which is a really nice drawing app, which I've tried before and probably will maybe try and integrate with this. And the nice thing about this one, the Lightining Artist, is that you can export your animations to various programs such as Unity, Blender, processing. So I'm interested to try that. At the end of this video, actually, you can see how I've imported these animations into Blender as grease pencil strokes. So it's got huge potential to make something. And then if you check out Nick's video explaining this software and some of the work he's done, he's got some absolutely beautiful work and processes and workflows I'd like to emulate. And I think this sort of, it's not well drawn, but if you know me, you know I am an artist, and I also I paint a lot in gouache. So I think if I can get proficient in this software, I might end up with something quite interesting. So that's the aim anyway. I do have a few ideas. Part of my research is about animated cycles, so I think I'm going to try and do something with that. And also we have an interesting immersive suite at work where I think I could maybe combine something in there, perhaps using processing and HTML canvas, if I can get these resulting animations in there, which I believe I can. Some further thoughts about working in Lightining Artist are perhaps that I definitely need to plan my animation beforehand. That's true of any animation, but I need to develop some sort of dope sheet, I think. I'm not sure if I can import any images into Lightining Artist. I need to ask Nick whether I can and how to do that. Or do I create some sort of dope sheet that is in the physical space. I definitely need to think about using layers more and work on 2s or even 4s. If you don't know what that is, that's if you're on 2, you do the same frame twice, so it just slows things down a little bit. I need to think in 3D more, I think, and just think about the general affordances of drawing in 3D and what sort of motifs I can make and use further. So here we can see we're in Blender now. I managed to import my animation in there. All the lines came in at the same, all the strokes came in at the same width. So I had to separate them out into layers to get the line width of the toadstool larger. I noticed that the material doesn't support fills, so I did add a fill in Blender. So I also need to ask Nick if I can export the .latk files out of Blender, and can you, I don't know if I can do this, but can I restart a previous animation? Can I close the headset and load it in and restart, or do I have to, is it very much just like almost like a performance and I just have to do it? And so that's where planning would come in. So really interesting sort of questions to try and find the answers to, and I'm going to have fun doing that. So a big thanks to Nick for all of his answers and sharing this software, and I'll put a link to that so you can check it out if you want yourself. If you've watched this far, thank you so much, and check in again for when I make another video.